Hi everyone. If you're seeing this, that means that I didn't break my computer in half while trying to record this. I hope you're all doing well. I'm struggling a little bit because of finals, but you know what? We're hanging in there. I won't make you look at me this whole time, but I just wanted to say hello and introduce what I'm doing. So, I researched comparative culture and effects of oversexualization in media on adolescents. It was really interesting. So, I'm going to go away now and we'll get started. Okay. So, oh, I forgot to mention, I'm focusing on social media and teen girls, but there's a lot to be said surely about teens who identify as other things as well. So I'm going to focus on TikTok and Instagram. I originally just wanted to focus on TikTok, but there's not a lot of scholarly research out there since it's so new. I wanted to make sure I could get that as well. So I am focusing on both. So some background, if you don't know, Instagram is a photo sharing app and website, and TikTok is kind of like Vine. It's like short videos. People often do like dances and funny skits and stuff. So for Instagram, the gender breakdown, 43% of users are female and 31% of users are male. And then 72% of people age 13 to 17 use Instagram. 67% of people 18 to 29 use it. 47% of people 30 to 49 use it, and so forth. I am not focused on older people on Instagram, but good for them. Um, TikTok demographics, so 56.5% of users are female and 43.5% of users are male, and then 41% of users are 16 to 24. So I found an interesting study, and basically it was an experiment involving 144 teen girls aged 14 to 18. And the researchers presented it as though they were studying the perception of uh, images that were manipulated or not manipulated. And well, okay, restarting that. They proposed it as if they were um, studying the perception of images based on like facial expressions and stuff, but really they were studying images that were manipulated or not manipulated. And so they asked the girls questions beforehand, they were like statements that they had to agree with. So like, I compare myself to others, I pay attention to what I'm doing compared to others, that sort of thing. And then they showed them 10 images, and they had to assess the images. So after the girls assessed the images, hypotheses were supported that teens would feel higher body dissatisfaction after viewing manipulated Instagram photos. And that was especially true for girls with a higher tendency to compare themselves. And they got that data based on the questions they asked before. And then also hypotheses were supported that teens would not easily be able to identify manipulated images. So with that being said, I wanted to show you guys, oh, this is my Instagram, cute. I wanted to show you guys some images that I pulled. These are all images that I saw today, and if not today, then in the past week. They're very popular influencers. All of these girls and women have millions of followers. And disclaimer, I'm in no way shaming these women. They're all beautiful, and I respect them. But so this is I just wanted to kind of show you content that teen girls are seeing on a daily basis. As we know, 72% of 13 to 17-year-olds use Instagram. So that means that a large number of these women's following is young girls. And they are not able to identify images that are manipulated based on the study that we just looked at. And so they have no way of knowing if these women manipulated their photos or not. They just think that this is how you have to look to get likes and be successful on Instagram. So that brings me to my next point. Teens and their tendency to compare themselves with others. So 43% of teens aged 13 to 17 said they felt pressure to post content that would make them look good to others. So looking good to many young girls means looking like Kylie Jenner, like I just showed you, which is a dangerous mindset to have, because girls have the ability, or those girls have the ability to edit themselves without teens even knowing, edit themselves and get plastic surgery and those kinds of things. And so teens aren't able to differentiate between how they should look versus how people really look. And then 37% of teens said they felt pressure to post content that would get a lot of likes. So kind of like I said, like influencers, they're getting a lot of like some pictures like that, and so teen girls think they need to do that in order to be successful. I'm not covering print media, but an interesting point I wanted to mention, a study in 2017 showed that 84% of girls were quote unquote adultified in advertisements and editorials in magazines, whether that meant with makeup, clothes, poses. And I just thought that was an interesting thing to bring up, that kids and young teens are constantly dealing with this pressure of looking grown up and sexy and being compared to their peers. So I wanted to talk about TikTok a little bit more. It's becoming increasingly popular. I think 100 million users in the United States, or it has 100 million users. Like I said, 41% are 16 to 24, and that doesn't include kids who are younger. You have to be 13 technically to have TikTok, but I don't know if you guys have been to an elementary school recently, but kids are obsessed with TikTok. They love TikTok. So I pulled a few videos from TikTok of popular popular influencers just to show you guys a little bit about like what kids are being exposed to and participating in. Okay, so these are just a few really, really popular influencers on TikTok. And they're I picked videos where they're dancing and doing things that is just really popular trends on the app. Just so you can see like what young girls and teens are using this app for and like being exposed to. And that brings me to my next point, which is Charli D'Amelio. She's another really popular influencer. So Charli is a 15-year-old, no, 16-year-old girl. Her birthday was like 2 days ago. And I think she is the most followed person on TikTok with almost 53 million followers. And I wanted to bring up Charli because she's a prime example of sexualization with in young girls in the media. So Charli's really known for her dances. She does a lot of dances on TikTok, and she recently left the app because so many people were commenting on her body. She even took to Twitter, and she said, "Stop talking about my body," which is a really, like, honestly, really powerful statement for a 16-year-old to have to make, to beg her followers to not talk about her body in a way that, she wasn't comfortable with. Um, and she's not the only one. Another really popular influencer who you saw before, Addison Rae, she tweeted about feeling insecure because so many people make comments about her weight and her body and how she looks. And so I just wanted to bring those things up because those are like really prime and relevant examples of sexualization and young girls, just the effects of it on them. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave off just because of time. There's so much more that I could say, but here's my sources. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Have a great summer. Follow my socials, which I just exposed. And yeah, okay, bye.